question that we have been getting a lot of the times is, should you stop each time you hit a roadblock? Remember our episode where we were talking about the fact that you have two legs that you are able to move because it's part of your purpose to be able to move. You are not a building, neither are you a tree, neither are you an inanimate thing. You are a human being for a reason. Do not act like or behave like an inanimate thing that cannot make decisions for him or herself. You can move. So when the opportunity presents itself, take advantage and move. Does this mean that every time we venture into a business or we venture into a means of rendering service, whenever we realize that we are at the bottom of the food chain or realize that we are not making enough profit, we should completely stop? Does this mean that whenever we have an issue, we should abandon ship and go? Well, the answer is not always, and it depends. What does it depend on? Let's look at some of these factors today. So, imagine that you have built a shop. You have made certain assumptions that the people living in this area probably like nice things. You can tell this by the design of their homes, by how their homes are furnished, by the way they dress up. So you have this understanding that it's probably because they have some assurance of the people in the vicinity liking that style of clothing or that type of wear. So they put up a shop like that in the vicinity. You may realize that within some months of operation or even years of operation, they may come to the conclusion that it's better to close shop and go. Why? Because they believe or they think from the data that they have received, they haven't got as many customers. So let's start with the first thing. What was really the purpose for establishing that business? Was it to serve? Or was it to take advantage of the fact that some people seem to have extra money to spare? Did they see a need and wanted to serve that? Are their things expensive because they actually cost more? Are they expensive because the quality is actually high? Are they expensive because they as a business have chosen to pay the workers who are producing the cloth well, pay their workers in the shop well, pay the designer for the efforts that have gone into the work? If so, they have a crowd and their crowd will find them. The motive is not just to go into it to make money off some rich people, but to give quality to those who are at a stage in their lives where they understand and appreciate quality. So that is what they hope to do. Take conversely, someone who has decided that I can go into Agbogloshi and pick something that is bender or boutique, store-bought, second-handed, or slightly worn, decides not to be honest with the public and comes to parade them as outlet clothes, or comes to parade them as uniquely made clothes or newly made clothes ready to be bought off the hook, but decides to position their shop in a part of town where they would see the people that may have enough money to purchase it, and because of the audience that they see around, decide to intentionally sell it at a higher price than normal. They may seem to be thriving, their books may be balancing, and for a moment it may seem like everything is going well. But trust you me, this venture cannot last that long. It is only a matter of time before it becomes apparent that the clothes in themselves are neither unique nor special or deserving of the price that they are given to it, that they are of the same low quality as the ones that are being bought for cheaper elsewhere. When this becomes apparent, they may lose trust that they have built with their customers. So what we are saying is this: when you are rendering a service and the intent and the purpose behind it is true and pure, believe and trust that the one who is true and pure will bless the venture. When you are rendering a service and you come into battle because others have seen that the work you are doing is good and they just want to steal or take something away from you, should you just stop and move because you have met some resistance? No. Sometimes when your life and your safety is at risk, you may decide to hibernate for a while, or decide to ask God to give you divine wisdom so that you may understand or come to appreciate what you need to do. But that does not mean that you need to close shop and go home. No. That means that you are doing something that is good and is worthwhile, and you are attracting the eyes of both good and bad people. Hopefully, what you will come to understand is that the good that is coming into your life needs to be guarded, needs to be protected. All efforts you make to protect and guard the good that comes into your life is well and able, is good. Any effort, any other effort that you make, trying to rather be the one cutting other people who you think may be in competition with you is wrong. When you have the business, when that burden is laid heavily upon you, that go into this service and be of service to people, there will be more than enough to be enough for you and your venture, for you and your strength, for you and your capacity. There will be more than enough room to expand. Trust, believe, and hope. Oftentimes, just like the news that we hear on TV, it is only the bad stories that you hear. Oh, you cannot go into business here. The climate is so bad. Everything is so bad. But there's a way that seems good unto men, but is not of God. And there's another way that seems bad unto men, but can be of God. So continue steadfast in your prayers. Continue steadfast in your meditations to God Almighty. Continue to ask Him to put on your heart what it is that you need to do, what it is that you need to fulfill. Once that has been done, guard it with prayer, guard it with hard work, guard it with determination, and have your purpose in mind always. Always know that it is the people that you have been called to who will come to you. They are yours. In the beginning, as you are striving to get more attention, you may go out to reach out to people that are familiar to you. You may go to reach out to people that you've been to school with. You may go to reach out to people that you have sat in the same class or office with. That's very good. Family and friends, they say. But those people may not necessarily be the people that you have been called to. In your journey, in your preparation, you sat in the same rooms with them, but you have a different mindset and a different dimension that you are being sent on. So please, do not expect that it's the same people you met on your way to this particular point in your journey that you are, who will be the same people who will patronize you, who will be the same people who will understand you, who will be the same people who will support you. It is not necessarily the case. If anything, you are rather looking out there for whom you may support, whom you may be of service to, whom you may show some kindness to. So, let your focus be on those you have been called to. Let your focus be on those that have been brought to you. Remain focused that your purpose is to serve, your purpose is to guide others on this journey. And then as you go along, you will receive enough grace to do that which you have been called to do.